So we brought you some news a while ago that it might actually be cheaper to get a used EV than the petrol or diesel equivalent. And now there's a new study that's found on average it will be around £2,500 cheaper to get an EV used car than the petrol or diesel equivalent. Let's have a look at this, guys, because the used EV market is something that is very fascinating to me because it is something that is relatively new. You know, EVs have not been around for that long, or at least not in the same numbers as we see now. So it's a relatively Wild West kind of situation, really, when it comes to that. But like I said, the full article here on themotoringchronicle.com, guys. Let's go through these findings. A study has found that used combustion engine models on average are around £2,500 more expensive than the equivalent electric models from the same manufacturer, a difference of around 10%. CarGurus, a leading automotive marketplace in the UK to shop, buy and sell used vehicles, analysed the average prices of electric vehicles, EVs, that offer equivalent fuel-powered models from the last 4-year models to determine which option provides the best value. The study examined second-hand vehicle listings from the UK's top 30 manufacturers, comparing those that offer standalone electric to comparable fuel-powered models. This brand with the greatest selection of listings fitting this criteria, including Skoda, Mazda, VW, Jaguar, and Renault. Of the models analysed by CarGurus, the EV that presented the greatest value against its internal combustion ICE alternative was the 2021 Mazda MX-30, available for 28% less than the ICE alternative CX-30, an average of £12,100 compared to £16,900 as of end of year 2024. In addition to the 2021 generations, the 2024 Mazda MX-30 was on average 24% cheaper than the CX-30, £19,500 to £25,700. Mazda wasn't the only automaker offering EV savings, though. The 2021 Jaguar I-Pace was 22% less than the F-Pace from the same model year, £25,600 compared to just over £33,000. And the price of the 2022 Skoda Enyaq was 19% less than the 2022 Skoda Kodiaq, £23,000 compared to £28,300. Similarly, the 2021 Renault Zoe was 16% cheaper than the Clio, and the 2021 generations of Volkswagen's ID3 and ID4 were on the market for an average of 14 and 18% less than the respective 2021 generations of Golfs and Tiguans. The research suggests that customers looking for best value used cars should opt for a 3 to 4-year-old EV, as this represents the sweet spot in terms of value for money versus the equivalent ICE model. In addition, CarGurus explored the typical mileage of models listed on the platform and found that, on average, EVs had 18% fewer miles, equating to 3,252 miles compared to the ICE models, further adding to their appeal. The greatest disparity between the electric Volkswagen ID3 and the combustion engine were the 2024 generation's average mileage was 44% lower, around 2,860 to just over 5,000. Moreover, the average mileage of the 2024 Mazda MX-30, 1,794 miles, was 39% lower than the combustion engine CX-30, and the 2023 Kodiaq Enyaq had an average mileage of 9,219 versus 12,794 on the Kodiaq of the same year, a 28% difference. And then there's a quote there about this on the bottom of the article. A nice grid there for you guys. I know you guys like some data, so that'll show you guys what you want there at the bottom, provided by CarGurus. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, I mean, it's not a surprise. I mean, again, you know, the EV haters out there will be like, oh, there's no wonder the used ones are cheaper. Nobody them. I don't know if that's the case, really, to be honest, especially while they're so cheap. New EVs as well are very good right now in the UK in terms of prices, because frankly, they are unsustainable in the terms of from the manufacturer's point of view, which, of course, from the customer point of view, is exactly what you want. You want it to get as cheap as possible at the end of the day. So, honestly, I'm seeing the EVs still being a big uptick. Not quite the levels forecasted for a number of reasons. I think the car market in general is doing okay. It's motoring on, for lack of a better term, to an extent. But at the same there is a lot of problems there in terms of people being unable to afford cars. But if you're wanting something cheap and something decent, a used EV is apparently a decent option for that, at least financially so. And obviously the running costs for EVs are a lot lower than a petrol or diesel car too. So you're saving at first and you're saving over the next 2-3 years, or however long you have that car. But guys, what do you think? Do you have a used EV? Did you buy a used EV? Do you have an electric vehicle in general? Would you consider getting one if it was cheaper than the petrol or diesel equivalent, like is usually the case right now in the UK? Your thoughts in the comments below, guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe as always to see much more content just like this on themotoringchronicle.com. And have a great week, guys. See you very soon.